Yeah, it was great that Phil shared that verse about living life to the full, because I think safe and learning are very easy to understand what we're talking about, but thriving can seem like quite a big concept that's difficult to pin down. And for me, that verse about really children having life to the full really expresses what that's about to me. And I think Viva's model is really key in enabling thriving, because to thrive, there are so many different factors you want to have in place, and who is better equipped to deliver that than a network of so many churches, so many different organizations all around the city connecting together, able to share with each other, able to build their skills and their capacity, and just really come around families and children to make a difference together and have a real influence in that location. So a few examples of how Viva is helping children to thrive around the world. While providing for basic needs isn't one of Viva's core programs, it's often a little part of many of the programs we do, because we recognize that without that, children aren't really able to engage well in all the other programs and everything else. So there's many elements of that. I've been really inspired by the community centers that are springing up around Latin America, which have an element of that, of helping the whole family to thrive. I think there are garden projects in Zimbabwe, which sound really interesting. And in the girls' education program in Uganda, there's also family mentors who will help each family to know how to provide for their children as part of that. Another element is helping to build children's own resilience. So their own ability in themselves to cope when things are hard or when there are setbacks, which all of us have, and recognize that they have a voice and they have their own agency, that they can make a difference. We have so many programs around the world that we're supporting in our partner networks that encourage that. My first thing I ever did with Viva 12 years ago was supporting the Child Ambassadors program in Uganda, which is still going strong and influencing other projects around the world, where children can really advocate for their own needs in the community and speak on behalf of others. And I think there's Flourish in India, which really helps children to, girls especially, to know their identity and be really confident in that. As Phil mentioned, families are another key area we want to work on to help children thrive, strengthening parents and carers as they look after children. Again, in Uganda, reintegrating children into families from orphanages has been a really key program that's helped a lot of children to know the care of a family. And also our COVID response with phone mentoring was really all about helping parents and children to connect together and know different techniques and skills to be able to get through that crisis together and come out thriving, really, more than they were before, which I think is amazing given the situation they were in. Since I am the Children and Emergencies Specialist, a quick note on that, as I think that emergencies, so conflict, disaster, pandemics, they're not really the situation you would expect to see children thriving. But what I've seen with local churches and local partners who are already on the ground wanting to respond to the needs of children, they're there and they can really come together so that children do thrive in those situations. And that's something we really want to grow and see more in the coming years, hopefully. Equipping our networks who've already responded in COVID to do even more in those situations. Yeah, so families can really thrive rather than just survive.